Hello everybody, welcome back. I am here today with Miss Teazel with another hedgehog care video for you guys. As you can see, she's all wrapped up in that towel there, being cozy. She just had her foot bath. I give her foot baths because she goes to the potty on her wheel and her feet get a little bit dirty sometimes. So I just fill the bottom of the sink up with water and then scrub her little feetsies with a little baby toothbrush and some Pet Safe shampoo, and then I let her dry off in the towel. So yeah, she's a little bit angry at me because she hates foot baths, and I also cut her back nails. Oh, sorry, the front ones I think it was, because they were pretty long. But I did give her some cilantro so she could eat, and if you can see the green marks on her, she anointed all over with it, which means she approved. I will show at the end of this video what anointing is, in case you don't know. So yeah, she is in this towel and is currently in a little playpen that I set up in the pet room for her in case she wants to run around while I make this video. So yeah. Alright, so today's video is going to be a little bit more about hedgehog hibernation and how you can stop your hedgehog from going into hibernation if it is having a hibernation attempt. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so if you've watched any of my previous hedgehog care videos, you will know that hedgehogs are very sensitive to cold weather. Hedgehogs need a temperature of approximately 72 to 80 or 85 degrees Fahrenheit to live comfortably. If the temperature drops below that, they can go into hibernation and they will pretty much starve to death or die of hypothermia because African pygmy hedgehogs are not meant to hibernate. The reason that African pygmy hedgehogs cannot survive hibernation is because they are not like the animals that are in the wild that are able to do this. The bears, for example, go into hibernation, but they spend all the time before hibernation packing on the pounds and all the fat necessary that they need to survive that hibernation period. African pygmy hedgehogs, on the other hand, cannot do that. So if they go into hibernation, they would pretty much run out of the fat deposits that they have and would eventually die of starvation or hypothermia. So that's why it is extremely important to have the adequate temperature for housing your hedgehog. If your hedgehog is trying to go into hibernation, it will display one or a few signs of hibernation that you should definitely pay attention to. The first one is that they will be very lethargic. For example, with my hedgehog, I instantly get a reaction from her when I put my hand in the cage, even when it's just near her and I haven't touched her yet. So if I put my hand in the cage and she doesn't react at all, that would strike me as a bit odd. So pay attention to that. Another sign of hibernation in your hedgehog is that they feel very cold to the touch. You can find this out by touching their belly, the underside of them that has all the fur, and if it feels really cold, then your hedgehog may be having a hibernation attempt. The last sign of hibernation in an African pygmy hedgehog is that they will wobble from side to side. If you pick them up and you put them on the floor, you'll notice that they can't really walk in a straight line. They're just kind of wobbling from side to side as they try to walk. So those are the 3 signs of hibernation in a hedgehog. If you notice any one or multiple of these signs, it is absolutely important that you help your hedgehog get its body temperature back to 72 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit so that they don't go into hibernation. Alright, so there are a few things that you can try to warm your hedgehog back up to its normal body temperature and to stop it from hibernating. The first one that people recommend the most is to use your body heat to warm them up. So what you want to do is take a towel and wrap the hedgehog in it to grab the top so the quills don't get you, and then press it firmly against your body and let your body heat warm it up until your hedgehog starts acting normally again. The second method that you can try to get your hedgehog's body temperature back to normal is using a heating pad. So just any plain old heating pad that you have at home that you use for yourself or whatever, just plug it in and place the hedgehog on it. Make sure to stay with him or her, obviously, so that they don't overheat or anything like that. And it usually takes about, I would say, half an hour to 40 minutes so that your hedgehog is back to normal. Just make sure to stay with them the whole time and just watch them to make sure that the signs of hibernation are disappearing and that they're getting back to normal. Now, the third method to get your hedgehog's body temperature back to normal is to use warm water. This is the method that worked for me when my previous hedgehog, Snowdrop, had a hibernation attempt. So what I did with her was that I went into the bathroom and started running the tap water. Don't make it too hot, just warm, because if your hedgehog warms up too quickly, if you try to raise their body temperature from cold to hot extremely quickly, they can go into shock. So what I did with my hedgehog was I put the tap water on warm, and then I just placed her slowly against the tap. If the tap is right here, I just placed her back slowly against it so that the water would run across her back and fall back into the sink. Now, I didn't want it to get her in the face or anything like that because she was kind of into a little ball and wouldn't react very much, so I didn't want water to go up her nose or anything like that. And then eventually I started getting a reaction from her. All my hedgehogs have hated water, so as soon as she felt the water, she started trying to run. Now, once I got that reaction from her and I knew that she wasn't going to drown if I placed her in the sink with warm water for a little bit, what I did was I filled the bottom of the sink up with some warm water. Again, not hot, because you don't want them to go into shock because their body temperature rises too quickly. So I just filled the bottom of it up with some warm water. Not a lot, just make sure that it covers their feet and it touches their belly area so that they start getting the warmth from there on their body. And then I just had her sit in the sink with me for, I would say, for about 10 or 15 minutes until I saw that she started reacting a bit more and was squirming a lot more to try and get out of the sink. Once I had spent about, I would say, 10 or 15 minutes with the hedgehog in the sink, and she was felt a lot warmer than she used to be and was a lot more active, I then proceeded to take her out of the sink and dry her off well with a towel, and then to make sure that she was completely dry and wouldn't get cold again because she was wet, I then just proceeded to blow dry her a little bit. Now, if you're going to use blow drying, please have it on the lowest setting, in the setting for cool air if possible, because if you have the blow dryer in a certain area for way too long, it will burn your hedgehog, and you definitely don't want to do that. It's just to make sure that the fur underneath is really dry. Then, after I was done with blow drying her, I then proceeded to get a towel and just wrap her in it and just stay cuddling her for a little bit until she was completely back to normal. I would say she was back to her old self after 40 to 45 minutes. After 40 to 45 minutes, I put her on the floor and she was running around as normal, eating her mealworms and doing just a perfectly normal hedgie again. After your hedgehog is back to normal, back to their normal self because the hibernation attempt has been prevented, you always want to make sure to check the area near their cage or in their cage to see what temperature it is. Because if it happened once, it can happen again if the temperature stays the same. So make sure afterwards to raise the temperature of your heater a little bit, or get them a space heater or a cuddle cup or something like that so they can stay warm. I'm not going to go into detail about the ways that you can keep your hedgie warm, but I do have a video that I posted on that a while ago. I'll just put the link to it on the screen in case you want to go and check it out. Methods to keep your hedgehog warm in the cold weather. Now, even though most hedgehogs are found pretty early in their hibernation attempts, and they can be warmed back up, there may be the case where A hedgehog just doesn't react at all to you trying to warm them up. If you try all the methods I've mentioned, a heating pad, using your body warmth, some warm water to make them warm, and they don't react at all, it would be time to pay a visit to your vet, because they're the only ones that may be able to help you in that situation, so you can try and get your hedgie back and so that they're okay. When you go to your vets, just make sure to check beforehand if that particular vet takes in exotic pets like hedgehogs. Some don't and would not know what to do in that situation, so make sure that you're taking your hedgehog to a qualified vet so they can be able to help you. So yeah, I guess that's it for now with this video. Hopefully this helped you guys in case you are ever faced with this situation. My previous hedgehog, as I mentioned, had a hibernation attempt and it was pretty scary, so I definitely would not want anybody to have to go through that. But if you do, at least you have some ideas of what you can try to get their temperature back up to normal. So it looks like Miss Teazel has completely given up on this video and has gone back to bed. If you can see in that little corner there, oh, she hissed for you. So you could find her, yep. Hi, honey. You gonna say bye? I think that's a no. So, yep, it looks like she has completely given up and is angry and wants to go back to bed because she got a foot bath and her nails clipped and she hates it. So yeah, I guess I'm going to leave this video here now because I don't have any more hedgehogs to show you on screen. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And if you have any questions about hedgehog hibernation or anything like that, feel free to ask and I would be glad to answer. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye from Miss Teazel now. Hello. Honey. Hello. Are you gonna say bye? Alright, Teazel says bye, guys. Thanks for watching. And bye again. Bye.